This week on Healthy Living, a look at 2022, the highs, the lows, and in between. An expert talks to us about lessons learned in Africa. And we asked people about the progress they have made regarding their health and wellness goals this year. Finally, we revisit some of our most inspirational stories. That's in this edition of Healthy Living. Hello and welcome to Healthy Living. I'm Kamiti Kibayasi. Over the past year, we have covered so many different health topics. Some have been tough, like failing infrastructure, worker safety concerns, drought and flooding, and some have been uplifting, like tech advancements to help people with disabilities, vaccine innovations for malaria and Ebola, as well as initiatives to increase access to health screenings, to detect problems early and save lives. We have had the privilege of broadcasting powerful stories of people who have overcome adversity and some who have helped solve challenges in the healthcare sector. As we enter a new year, we thought it would be a good idea to talk about some of the lessons learned in 2022. Professor Agnes Binagwaho is a former Minister of Health and Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health in Rwanda, and she has some insights.
It is true that Africa has been confronted with epidemics caused by various zoonotic pathogens, and according to the WHO, the decade 2001 to 2011 is considered to be a decade in which there was a 63% increase in this type of problem compared to the period 2012 to 2022. We had, in addition to the usual sanitation problems, malaria and other problems of this kind, which have been known and which have been issues of the health sector in Africa for a long time. But what is remarkable is that Africa has managed this COVID pandemic well. And Africa has put in place measures to prevent this pandemic from gaining momentum. What Africa has been able to learn from this situation, which is still a catastrophic situation in the world, is that it can show solidarity. Africa has created continental level mechanisms that have worked. I am talking about COVAX, which Africa has joined, and Africa has done well with this new mechanism and other mechanisms. But now, we must develop primary health care, which is 80% of the problems that affect our homes across the continent. And these are simple things that kill. These are things that really cost families money and divert money dedicated to our development at the family, community, or national level to respond because we were not ready. We must make primary health care financially and geographically accessible. That is to say that people can go there when they need it and get there on time, because going and arriving too late is useless. And also, at the healthcare facilities, there must be enough personnel, enough drugs to solve their problems. Knowledge is not enough. You also need equipment.
We asked some people about their health and wellness goals in 2022 and if they were able to achieve them. Let's have a listen.
So my goals are to always see how my CD count can rise, how my immune system can remain the way. I will not have attack of some ailment that can derail my movement to manage my people. So so far I've been able to achieve that by constantly getting to check myself in every 3 months, where I go through general health check, no matter how it is. Your goal for health has to be there by ensuring that you constantly and consistently go for medical checkup, either in private laboratories or any of the hospitals.
What I will have to say about it is that I actually planned a lot this year concerning my health. and I wouldn't say I achieved it. Okay, I wouldn't say I achieved it because I planned going to the gym, eating all the things I wanted to eat, taking a lot of fruits, water, and the rest of them. I would say about food, I did very fine. But going to the gym, I actually planned doing that one, but I didn't actually achieve it. What I do is I wake up in the morning, I press up, I do a little of it, but not that the way I wanted it to be.
I started the year in good health, and I end it in good health. Once in a while, I do go for exercise. I run and do some other things that will keep me fit.
Actually, my health and wellness goals were to actually stay fit. Because of the whole environmental hazards and all the ups and downs due to how we do business around here, you understand? So keeping safe and drinking good water and keep washing your hands properly. I wasn't able to achieve everything, but I think I tried.
VOA reporter Azuma Compaore shared a story of how one man found a job and a sense of self-worth. We thought it deserved another look.
My name is Ricardo Bill. My age is 28. I was diagnosed with disability. Some things I couldn't do, like reading and math, stay awake in school. I just didn't like it going to school.
When Ricardo graduated from River Terrace High School in Washington, D.C. in 2016, his teachers reached out to his mother. They wanted Ricardo to enroll in programs of the Developmental Disabilities Administration, or DDA, and Rehabilitation Services Administration, or RSA.
Miss Boatman was one of his teachers, and she did all the paperwork for him to get a case manager down DDA. So
DDA helps residents with disabilities receive the services and support they need to lead self-determined and valued life in the community. RSA focuses on employment. They both fall under the umbrella of the Washington, D.C. Department on Disability Services.
We have people assigned to all of these schools to identify students with disabilities who may benefit from our services, to provide what we call pre-employment transition services, which are a number of different services to help students prepare for post-secondary success, to help them prepare for either post-secondary education, training, or employment after high school.
DDS helped Ricardo find his way to Galaxy Healthcare Solutions, which helps students with resume writing, interviewing, and job hunting. The help he received changed his life. He now works 2 jobs and could not be happier.
The thing I'm really proud of is making my own money. I don't have to ask for nobody else for nothing else no more. Before I started working, I didn't have anything else to do. I had to stay in the house.
It's a program that works for everyone. Ricardo, his mother, and his employers at Mom's Organic Market.
Ricardo does a little bit of everything. He helps customers. He'll do a lot of bagging groceries for customers. He does a lot of cleaning. He's definitely our cleaning guy here because he's so good at it and so thorough and a hard worker.
when I see Ricardo working, it's a good feeling for me because I pushed and pushed and pushed for so hard for him to be able to get employment. That's good for him and for me.
With my 2 jobs, I feel successful, and I want the whole world to see I'm doing great. I am happy. My goal is to get my own restaurant. I want this whole thing go viral.
A program that is giving people with disabilities the ability to dream.
Deborah Samuel is an HIV patient and activist who uses her experience and voice to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS and support those affected by the disease. She shares her story of challenges and hope.
So age is a barrier when it comes to access. A judgmental attitude is also a barrier when it comes to access. Stigma and discrimination is also a barrier when it comes to accessing medication. So it's also stigma. People don't even want to go for tests because of the way of transmission. And sometimes if you apply for a job and you go to the job, they won't even tell you they are doing medical examination. They will just say, okay, we are going for tests. And when they discover about your status, they send you off. So it's part of stigma and risk. Even though there is a law who prohibits all these habits, there is a penalty to any institution or organization who sack their staff or reject their staff because of the status, but because of the lack of awareness, a lot of people don't know about the law, find it difficult to access treatment. As a young person who is, let's say, sexually active and is not up to 18, cannot freely walk into the facility without parental consent. And you know, our culture, if you are sexually active as a young person, a lot of young people are not comfortable to discuss it with their parents. A lot of facilities don't, educate young people about the medication they are taking. Let's say, okay, you enrolled me, I started taking treatment, and you gave me this medication and you just tell me to start taking it without telling me the effect, the importance of taking this medication, and without me knowing why I'm taking I know, let's say, okay, why I'm taking this medication, but you didn't tell me the effect of this medication, and if I stop it, what will be the implication? So that alone, will lead to not adhering to treatment.
COP27 was held in Egypt this year, where heads of states like U.S. President Joe Biden made promises to invest in technology that will help make the transition to a low-carbon future more affordable for everyone and accelerate decarbonation beyond U.S. borders. But some companies have been taking matters into their own hands, from the sea to the street. Fishing nets and plastic collected from the sea come to life in the hands of Biomech, a startup company that produces prosthetics from recycled material.
It was driven by love for the environment and the need to help a friend. Marta Wetela decided to take the garbage from the sea and restore the dreams of many people through Biomech, a startup that creates prostheses based on fishing nets and recycled plastic.
The idea for Biomech arose when, unfortunately, a very close friend suffered a car accident and had immense difficulties in having access to prostheses. At the same time, they were participating in some plastic collection campaigns along the beaches in Maputo, and we realized that there was a kind of a vacuum between collecting this material and trying to find out what the second life would be.
To transform fishing nets and other plastics collected at sea into prostheses, Marta counts on the collaboration of 11 other people. Young people buy material from ocean cleaning associations and groups.
The whole process starts when we have these fishing nets collected at sea. Then these fishing nets are washed, processed, and passed through an extruder. The extruder basically transforms these fishing nets into filaments, which is this material. Then it goes through a set of software that allows us to have the mold with the exact dimensions. And finally, we have access to the prostheses, which are produced by the 3D printer.
In addition to being environmentally friendly, Biomech's prosthesis process has a 24-hour turnaround time.
For the next few years, the challenge remains to make this transition to the medical market while caring for the environment, while making it possible for people with the mobility challenges to have a productive life and increase their self-esteem.
Plastic represents 85% of marine litter globally, according to United Nations 2021 Climate and Environment Report.
That's our show for today and for this year. We hope 2023 brings you health, wellness, and joy. For more health news, wellness tips, and medical breakthroughs, stay connected to Voice of America at voaafrica.com. You can follow me on Twitter at MkamitiVOA. Until next time, stay well and strive to make every day a healthy day.